And what is going on, everybody out there? All of you beauts and beauties. It is episode number 155 of Hat Trick Hockey, which is always brought to you by our good friends over at GL Heritage, the official beer of Hat Trick Hockey. If you like the old hoodie here, you like Tristan's shirt there, smash the link on our post. We'll bring you straight into our merch store for you to collect all of your sweet HTH merch. And here, as always, with my buddy Tristan.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, brother? It's been a bit.
Not much.
It's been a
Yeah.
bit.
I feel like every episode we say it's been a
I
bit.
know.
We're gonna try and get more consistent here. Hopefully we can put out at least an episode or two a week. Um, Honestly, it's because it's during the hockey season now that we're all of a sudden so busy.
Yeah.
With the 73 stuff, and you obviously have work. I have work now. School, life is just it can be overwhelming at times, but I kind of like be able to do this podcast because it's time away from everything. It's the
Yeah. It's time
comfort
where
zone.
we can just
Talk
kind
about
of,
hockey.
yeah, we can just flick everything off of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just kind of get to sit here and shoot the shit like we always do. Right. We
Yep,
don't have
no
to worry
stress.
about anything. We don't have to worry about, like, don't get me wrong, I love doing it, but we don't have to worry about like updates on the games or
Yeah,
you're up in the booth and play by play, which is, by the way, going fantastic. We've been getting
I love
lots
it.
of comments. People love the play by play, you and Jonesy there.
Mm-hmm.
Killing it as always. Well, we kind of knew that's why we picked you guys to do it, obviously.
That was yeah,
What's
that's
been
definitely
nice
an
too
honor to
is
be
your
picked.
schedules kind of worked out too. So because before you like didn't know, I thought I was gonna have to be on a lot of games, and it turns out I've only had
Right.
to be on one game, which has been good. I
I
enjoyed the
loved
game,
that
but
too.
it's nice having like you and him, like you and freaking Jonesy there. You guys make a good team on the air. So
Yeah, I'm starting to get the hang of more being less
who said post to post like butter on
that
toast? Who said
that
that?
was Brendan. That
Was
went
it?
full credit
Okay,
to him for
yeah.
that. But just being able to loosen up and use some of those adages, right? Not just repeating what happened during the play for color. The whole point is you got a bit of eccentric touch to you, and I've started to add that the last couple games. So I'm much more of a I excel better with play by play, I think. Well, the one game that I covered, the play by play, I love it.
Yeah.
But Jones, that's his whole like
That's his shit.
protege. So yeah.
That's it.
So
And
I'm
he's
on
good at
color
it
right
too.
now, which I
Yeah.
enjoy. Uh, but 73s, let's chat about them.
Yeah, let's get into her, man.
What portion do you want to talk? Want to just
Well, we
talk about the
could,
past week?
yeah. So the past week, so we had a home game we played last week that was against Amherstburg, right?
Yes, Aberg.
Yes. Which Amherstburg has been they've been, I think they're under the weather right now, aren't they? They got a little bit of
Yeah,
a flu
I
bug or
believe they
something.
got I don't know if I'm allowed to disclose whatever they have, but they've
There's
got illness
some
within
sort
the
of
team.
bug going
Yeah,
around the room,
yeah,
which is what's going on. But yeah.
yeah. So they were shorthanded all this week, but they were able to take a game from Wheatley
Hmm.
in overtime. So
Yeah,
Wheatley
I seen
slipping a
that.
bit. Amherstburg, they're playing better hockey, but they ran into a very good 73s team on Tuesday, and unfortunately took the fall 11-2.
Yeah.
Essex just completely demolished
It
them.
was
Like
a
it
it was a
was
good all around game. Like everything was firing.
good skill separation. So the scoring in that game was Gabe Barrett, and then Russet from Amherstburg immediately responded shorthanded.
A nice
So it
one
was
too.
1-1, but then Carson Bugley and Gabe Piccolo closed out the period to make it 3-1. Then Lazar Dragasevich, Luke Shirk on the power play. Then Dragasevich again. Every single game he scores one, he always gets a second.
Let's
That's
get a
three
hattie here,
games
Lazar. Let's go, kid.
tonight. Hopefully tonight.
Yeah,
We'll
that'd be
see.
nice.
But and then Liam Hall to start off the third. Then Mark Levesque gets his first as a 73,
Yeah.
out with a shoulder injury all year. Comes back. I think he had played like 5 to 10 games right in that range. Didn't have a single point.
Yeah.
Finally picks up a
Yeah.
goal. Good for you, Mark. And it was a good play because they came down on pretty much a 3-on-0, but it was a 3-on-1. Dragasevich, who was looking for the hat trick, had the opportunity, passed it over to Sagan, and Sagan passed it backdoor to Levesque. Just a great unselfish play to get Marcus's first.
Mhm.
And Dragicevic, good on you, buddy. You passed up the hat trick, but you got your pal his first of the year. Then
Still
it
got
was
a point.
Bugsy. Yeah. Then it was Bugsy again. And then Papalkus answered to make it at that point it was 10-1.
I feel like
Or sorry,
Amherstburg.
9-1.
I feel like Amherstburg. Both their goals though were like nice goals. I know
They
the
were.
short. I know the short like handed one was sick. It
Yeah, it was a
happened right in
breakaway.
front of me. Yeah, it was nasty, top shelf.
And then Papalkas's goal was 7-3's broke down defensively. They passed it right out front on
Mhm.
Papalkas's tape and Papalkas's tape, and he put it in the back of the net.
Yeah.
And then 2 goals from Cale McCabe. And I gotta say, the 1 goal from Cale McCabe was sick.
Yeah.
Top of the circle, absolutely wired it. Like he flexed his stick to the absolute brim before it broke, and wow, laser beam on the power play.
He's on a tear right now too.
10 points in his last 5 games.
Yeah.
Player of
Welcome
the
back,
game.
kid.
Player of the game on the game that week before against Lakeshore, and then just this past game against Blenheim, which we can talk about that game now.
Yeah.
Essex going into Blenheim, the Memorial Blenheim Center, without Gabriel Piccolo, who had been called up as a I don't know how that works. If he's technically an AP, but he's a former player. I don't know what the ruling is there, but anyway, he got called up back to the Flyers, his home team, if you will,
Yeah.
and for 2 games, put up 2 points. So point per game.
Pick's doing his
Pick,
thing.
yep. But Essex, meanwhile, while lacking their captain, went into Blenheim. The scoring was as follows: Luka Milicevic opened the scoring. Then it was Brad McAlpine from the Blades to tie it on the power play. Then it was Joey Hayter to put them up 2-1. And then after this point, it was all Essex. In the second period, Connor Dubinsky answered almost immediately. It was 18 seconds later. How's that? Good response. Then in the third period, again, it was back-to-back Cale McCabe and Cale McCabe.
Yeah. Shocker.
Like, boom, bam, bam, just like that. And then to close out the scoring, Jaden Sagan gets the empty net. He's got the monkey off his back now. McCabe, man. What an addition.
He goes to those dirty areas too, man.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah,
I was saying
I
that,
mean.
like watching his first 5 games, he was pointless. And you're like, how? Like his line was working hard.
Yeah. Well,
Finally gets one. Well, he gets several. He's got 5 goals and 5 assists.
The floodgates have opened now. Like
Yep.
he's in full swing. So
there is no team. Lakeshore may be ahead of us in the standings, but there's no team that's deeper.
I can't wait to see these teams play a series.
Right now, we're actually first in the division ahead of Lakeshore. It's on a technicality, though. I always look at points percentage.
Yeah, but I want to see us go in the playoffs. Everything resets.
Playoffs are kind of wide open because Essex lost 6-3.
We have to get to one another first. I understand that, but
Moortown
is
the sleeper. Moortown is the sleeper.
I know
Wheatley is falling off, and Wheatley is set to play Moortown first round. We all know about John Chartrand.
Yes.
If John Chartrand steals that series, it'll be Moortown versus Lakeshore.
Yeah, fuck.
Now, here's the thing. Essex wants first seed because you get home advantage. But if we get first seed and have to play Moortown round 2, I do not like that.
Yeah.
Because this year against them, we've won twice, tied, and lost against them.
And one of those
That is our worst record against the team this season.
And one of those wins was in overtime.
Yeah, and we had to come back.
Pick. Yeah.
We were down 3-1 the whole game.
Yeah.
Then Liam Hall, I think Liam and Piccolo.
Yeah.
Or no, Liam and Shirk.
Yeah.
That's what Shirk with like 12 seconds.
Yeah. And then he scored in overtime there. Pick.
Yep. And Chartrand faced like 60 shots that game. Yeah. Only let in 4.
Just a couple.
Guy's an animal. But the standings right now in total, a couple of teams from the divisions north of us have passed us.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, they have more games played than us. So if we win tonight, we would move into second in the league. Hanover Barons are first right now. They're 31-4.
Wow.
Sorry, 31 4. Let me do some math. They got 37 games played. So 34, sorry, 31 4 0 and 2. So they got two draws.
Hmm.
So they have 64 points and an 865 point percentage. Second only to Lakeshore's 882 because of the fact that they got games in hand.
Mhm.
They're a few games back. But Essex still holds first in the division. We'll see. Playoffs, there's a lot that could happen.
Yeah.
Wheatley could go on a tear because they have moments where they're a great team. They shut out Lakeshore in the first game of the year.
Yeah.
Lakeshore, they seem to play well as a unit always. Like they're the best team chemistry. Essex, we have the deepest roster. Mike Paley's assembled a wagon. You look at us top to bottom. We got three goalies and they're all starters pretty
Yeah.
much for any other team. And with the
Yeah.
exception of Lakeshore, who has Bo Porosky and Nicholas Bolton, who have
Yeah.
been incredible.
Dynamite. Always. As always.
Yep. Yeah, we've seen the standings kind of straighten out. But at 6 tonight, we've got Dresden in town.
That
Dresden
is.
currently sitting second last in the division, 6-27 and 1, which obviously not very impressive record. And they have allowed 186 goals.
Wow.
So we'll see. Essex, they can't never underestimate a team, but obviously they're going to walk into this one and hopefully take care of business.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Who you
We
got for the first goal of the night?
Ooh. I'm gonna go pick. Is pick
Pick?
back tonight? Is pick back tonight?
I think so.
Okay, if he's not, I'm
He
gonna
should be. He should be.
if he's not Carter Dembinski.
I like it. I'm gonna say
Carter's due, so
I'll say Jaden Sagan.
oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, he's fast. And he kind of quieted down. The first half of the year he was over a point per game.
Mhm.
Also a guy like Nate Dowling, actually. If Dowling's back, he
Yeah,
could take
true.
advantage of teams that are kind of flat footed.
I was typing his name a lot on the
He's good.
on those score updates. Trust me, he's a
He's
name I
good.
typed a lot. So,
Right now he's I think he's fourth on the team in
mhm.
points. They've got I'm looking to take a peek at the team leader. Excuse me, he's fifth because
Oh,
Shirky
okay,
has been on a tear lately too.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it goes
for sure.
Gabe with 57, which is incredible.
Can't
Liam
believe.
Hall with a career high 43. Luke Shirk with a career high 40. Kilkuvian with 39, and then Dowling with 33. But Dowling has played significantly less games than those guys. Like
Yeah.
I think for a while, as of late, he's been on and off. I don't know if that's injury or if it's just Tony Porosky wants to shake the lineup, but
Mhm.
we'll see. So yeah, that's everything new. That's
Yeah.
pretty much in the junior C world in that realm.
So let's get the shitty stuff out of the way off the hop here. This team can't
Mm-hmm.
win shit. Okay. And I
Yep.
say shit because it's insane what is going
Yep.
on right now.
Obviously, we
So
walk
we
into the
had five guys take leaves, right, from their squads. I believe
right.
Carter Hart's deal was terminated. I believe he's now like a free agent technically.
Yes.
What are you doing looking that up there?
Um. Yeah. I just wanted to verify something. So Carter Hart, what were we saying? A free
I
agent?
I believe they like terminated his deal.
Really? I did not
Yes.
see that.
I believe
I
they did.
was told there was going to be cap relief while those
That's
players are away,
yeah, that's
but
probably
there
what
was
it is.
no buyout or termination. I don't think.
I don't know. Maybe the league let him for because of the circumstances that it's not injury related. Maybe
Really?
thought I did read that somewhere. I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I fucking read
Well,
that
anyway,
somewhere.
I'll get it out of the way. The five players,
Yes.
and it's been confirmed now. Callan Foot and Michael McLeod, which are both I can't believe that. Same with Carter Hart, but they're both leaving New Jersey. Alex Formanton, he was
Overseas,
sent
right?
back overseas. He was a former Ottawa Senators prospect, which last year the writing was kind of on the wall. They bought out his contract, opted not to re-sign him. and he walked. No team signed him, which is odd. 23-year-old player coming off a 40-point season. Now we see he's
Now maybe we
likely,
know
well,
why.
they're being heavily investigated. And Carter Hart. And the last one is Dylan Dubé from the
Yeah,
Calgary Flames, which here is something that's disgusting. If it comes to light that this is true and it's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that they were responsible for the raping and anything else that was involved with this young woman
yeah,
who was a minor at the time, they Flames put out a thing that said Dylan Dubé is tending to his mental health. And that's why he was away from the team. That
yeah.
was their official statement. And now they're trying to backpedal and say, oh, well, we didn't know. Really? Every other team was sending their player to the gulag while they're going to get, like, the London police are arresting them effectively because
Yeah,
they didn't want it to be a public thing. It was, you're reporting to us before this date or else we're going to come arrest you.
yeah.
Really? Mental health? Yeah, that's sick. There's people
Yeah,
who actually deal with stuff like that in
yeah,
their own organization. Oliver Shillington. And
mm.
now, oh, yeah, well, this, no. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's
they
just a
didn't really
dirtbag move
handle
from
it
the
very.
agent, from anybody, whoever reported it. It's terrible.
Was he not the captain of that
He
Canada
might have been
team?
because I think he's a year older than the other guys, and like
Pretty
he's
sure
the
he
older
was
one
the
of the group.
captain of that team of that 2018 World Juniors. I'm pretty sure he was the captain.
Well, I think it's yeah, Michael McLeod. He's got been given an additional charge, which is party to the offense, meaning he organized it.
So yeah, so he was the like leader of it all, shall we
Yeah,
say.
McLeod is the one who's taken the
Here's the part I don't get. These guys are high draft picks.
yeah.
You know you're going to the NHL. You got the world by the short and curlies, okay? And then you go and do something stupid like that. Stupid. That is disgusting for one. Like, and it's obviously wasn't consensual by the way it sounds, right?
Well,
So
no, or else there wouldn't be a
that's what I
case. This
mean. It's right.
investigation's been
You know what
ongoing
I
for
mean? And you
years.
never know. She like some people are into some of that freaky shit, you know what I mean? And that's fine. Don't get me wrong. But she obviously wasn't, you know what I mean? And now all this is coming to light, and I'm glad it is because why should these guys be allowed to go have a good life and make millions of dollars and play the sport they love
Yeah.
when that young lady is trapped inside of her own head and
Not
everything
to
because of
mention,
all this? It's
she was paid off.
yeah.
Imagine being told, nah, nah, instead of justice, here's a couple of million.
Yeah. And you know what?
Hush money.
Not only that, why the fuck is that being paid out by Hockey Canada?
Yeah, that's why they cleaned house with everything in the organization. Everyone wiped clean, new slate. They brought in the investigators. Hockey Canada did its own investigation alongside of the Ontario Police and London Regional Police.
So what did the London cops do? They pretty much just called out to these guys and just pretty much said, "You have till this date to be in our headquarters."
Yeah, they put out a yeah, it was a public announcement, but it was also a direct statement to them, and that's why they were removed from their teams. I still can't believe that Dubé thing though.
Do you
Mental
think
health.
any of these guys will ever play in the NHL again?
See, here's the interesting thing. If it comes out, there's three different ways this could go. They're guilty, right?
Mhm.
Whatever. They get up to
And
10 years
you're
in
going to
prison.
jail. Yeah, you're going to
Yeah,
jail.
10 to what I don't even know how long the max charge would be. 15 years. I did law
Probably
in grade
10 to
11 and 12,
15, I
but
would assume.
10 to 15, especially with party to the offense as an additional charge for McLeod, they're not ever playing again. They might play in the French B League or in like the KHL or something, but they're not playing in the National Hockey League,
Mhm.
let alone any professional league with any sort of
Anything in North America
class.
anyway.
Well, even in Europe, I don't think the SHL would allow that. I don't think the Finnish Liga would allow that. Even parts of the KHL, I doubt it. It's going to have to be some kind of league that obviously signs players who are, well, more than down on their luck. They're criminals. Now, here's the other option. they're proven to be innocent, but we have an O.J. Simpson situation. It's
Oh,
presumed by many people that there was guilty, that they were guilty rather, but there was a lack of definitive evidence, and the jury could not come to a decision where they were proven beyond the reason of a beyond the shadow of a reasonable doubt. There we go.
yeah.
It's the exact terms they use in the legal system. That they're guilty. So then they get released. Okay, well, now what? Everyone thinks they did it. They're pretty certain. But do teams re-sign them? Likely not.
Yeah.
Right?
Is
I would
there,
assume.
but wasn't there like text messages and photos and shit?
I have no clue.
I'm pretty sure I heard something about there was like photos and stuff or a
Well,
video
if there's
or,
photo or video, it's gonna end
and
up.
that makes, I'm
It'll be a
sorry, but
quick
that makes you
trial.
even more stupid.
Yeah, you're gonna sit there and go, "Well, that guy's sitting right over there."
Yeah.
That's easy. But I'm saying this is aside from all that, and then the third option is this was all made up, which I'm not saying it is, obviously. I'm just saying that is a possibility because it has happened in the past.
Well, yeah.
Well, now what? Now their images are tarnished for the rest of their life. They've been put in the limelight and very negatively casted doubt by people.
But with
They're never going to
everything,
get a career again, probably because
with,
they were involved with this.
but
I don't
with,
want to touch that.
but with everything that we know now, like it's fucking looking
And
like
I'm
they're
just
guilty.
saying
No, I
hypothetically.
know, but I'm just saying with
I'm no
everything that
lawyer
we
and I'm
know
not a
now,
part of the
that's for
jury.
sure. I just mean everything that we know now, that's for sure. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of looking like these guys are, I don't think, like, it's not looking good for them. I'll tell you that at
Yeah,
all.
there's been a lot of things that have
The
not.
fact,
Oh,
the
now I'm
part
going to
that
sound
makes
like
me
the
think
devil's
that is the
advocate.
fact that Hockey Canada fucking gave her money. And that right there tells
She's
me that,
claiming that though. There are records of money being given out by Hockey Canada, but there's no direct.
but they can't
Nothing
match
is
up the
proven
amounts.
yet.
They can't match up the amounts.
I will say this: I'm not going to give my official opinion on this until those guys are.
I know. But all they would
But
have to do is get warrants for Hockey Canada's bank account and warrants
oh, they
for
would
her
already
account.
have that, or
And
else
they
this
match
wouldn't have
up
even
dates
moved to
and
trial.
amounts. That's
Yeah.
all they would have to
They
do.
wouldn't have even moved. They wouldn't have even moved to trial if this wasn't the case. But that being said, we can put that aside
Yes.
and move on.
We'll keep track as to what's going on with that, and we'll kind of keep everybody updated, but
Yeah.
bonehead move on those guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got some recent trades, dude. I know you are all fired up about a couple of these trades going on. Some big
Holy
names are flying
smokes.
around the NHL right now.
Holy smokes.
So go
I'm gonna talk
ahead,
about
bro.
the Lindholm trade
Go ahead.
because
Yeah, that one
one sec.
threw me for a loop.
I'm gonna pull up this whole trade. Now I think this trade is a win-win for both sides. So big trade, obviously. Actually, did we even talk about I'm trying to remember if we recorded. Did we talk about Cutter Gauthier and Drysdale?
I think we did last episode, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, since then, this happened January 31st, so last week, exactly a week ago. Elias Lindholm goes to the Vancouver Canucks. He's going to play first line with his countryman, Elias Pettersson.
That sucks, eh?
And Ilya Mikheyev. They are a wagon. Already first in the NHL. They just got a top 6 two-way center who's in Selke votes every year.
Mm-hmm.
But the exchange is not a light load. Calgary acquires Andrei Kuzmenko. Scored 39 goals last year. A 2024 first-round pick, which likely is going to be in the 25 or later because of the fact they're going to finish. So effectively a low first, high second. A conditional 2024 fourth-round pick. Yanni Yermo, who is I believe he's around 23 or 24. He's a young defenseman, played in the AHL. Likely never gets anything more than bottom pairing minutes, but he's got some potential there. And here's the kicker. A prospect who has been destroying the OHL, a defenseman, Hunter Brustowicz. or
Where's he from?
Brustevich, however you want to say it. I say Brustowich, but I'll read you his point totals in a moment. You state your thoughts on this trade.
Well, like you were saying, I think it's a win-win for both sides here. I was looking up something because I heard something about Vancouver's defense
Mm-hmm.
that I was just trying to look up the stat to see if it was true. But the stat that I heard was that their whole defensive core is nobody's in the minus for plus minus. They're all in the plus. Every single D
Wow,
man they have. So I was trying
that's
to look
crazy.
that up.
Yeah, so here's Brustevich's point totals, all right? So he's a 19-year-old defenseman, 6 foot, 185 pounds. In 49 games played for the Kitchener Rangers, he has 8 goals, 61 assists for 69 points in 49 games played, and is a plus 18.
Jesus. While you do that, I'm gonna look that up.
Holy smokes, he's incredible. Like, uh, here's another thing. The situation where this becomes a lose for the Vancouver Canucks is number one, if they can't re-sign Lindholm,
Mm-hmm.
and number two, if they get bounced like second round.
Yeah.
Because you just gave up all of that for that, and now he's not resigning. Oh boy.
Yeah,
People
they're
could
all
start to look
in.
on this trade pretty dark.
Yeah. They definitely went all in.
Yeah.
And they're in a win now.
Yeah, they are in a win
Like
now.
it's
And
obvious, it's quite evident
this
that
is the
it's
core they have, and they're going with it. So
okay. Here, I'm almost at the stats here for these guys. So regular
I like Lindholm, holy smokes, is he like he was a guy who I was hoping the Wings might take a look at in the free agency period this summer, and they still very well could. But
okay, well
man, does Vancouver ever look good now?
they have one guy that's in the minus, but he's not like a starter.
Who is
But
he?
everybody else, like
Who's their guy?
the one guy,
Yeah.
Noah Jolson,
Oh, Noah Juleson. Yeah, yeah. He was a Montreal
he's played
prospect.
32 games though, but he's minus one. But he let's face it, if they're going Zadorov and like guys like that, Tyler Myers,
Yeah.
Lafford,
Quinn
or
Hughes.
sorry, yeah, like that's what I
Yeah,
mean. Zadorov,
exactly.
Ian Cole,
Yeah, Ian
been
Cole.
an
He was a good
absolute,
signing for them.
he's been an
I was mad the
absolute
Wings
dog.
passed on him and took Justin Hull instead.
Cole's plus 10.
He's a good D
So
man. Stable bottom pairing guy who can play
yeah,
middling minutes.
Myers is plus 13. Like just
Oh yeah, let's not forget the fact that they have a world-class goaltender in their net. I swear we were talking about this a couple years ago about a sleeper team, and I had Vancouver. They ended up having a pitiful year, but here we are. This is the team that I had envisioned back then.
Philip Peronic plus 33.
Roenick, Wings, yeah, Wings traded him.
Quinn Hughes plus 34. This
Yeah,
is
well,
their
Quinn Hughes
I
is
know,
gonna
but
win
this
the
is their
Norris this year.
defense, man. Listen to those numbers. That's
Yeah,
disgusting.
but
For
their
every
goalie
single
Thatcher Demko,
yeah, he's just like
he's
let's look.
insane.
So Thatcher Demko is he has 20, he's played 35 games. He's 26 and 8 with one overtime loss. His goals against is a 2.44 and his save percentage is a 0.920.
Yeah, 920. How's that?
Is that good?
Not
Is
too bad.
that good?
Yeah. The only guy he's
And
second to right now is probably Connor Hellebuck.
yeah,
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 pretty much.
it's pretty
And
pretty
Hellebuck and the Jets. Here we go. The Jets. They're
mhm.
loading up too. This is the second trade I was going to
Yeah.
speak about. Winnipeg acquires centerman Sean Monahan, who's having a very solid year, or was, with the Canadians. He had 13 goals, 22 assists in 49 games played.
Mhm.
In exchange, the Jets send over a first round pick, 2024. And this is kind of a weird one. A third round conditional pick in 2027 if the Winnipeg Jets win the cup this year. So it's a lofty goal.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think it's happening unless Connor Hellebuck very well steals this.
which could happen.
It'd have to be a perfect storm. They'd have to get carried by Kyle Connor. Mark Scheifele would have to play like he's 25 again. Like a lot of things
So
would.
you're saying there's a chance.
Yes, I am saying there's a chance. Dumb and Dumber. But yeah, so that's it for the trade market. But wow, two big centermen, and we're starting to see the value of centermen
Yeah,
and how much they're going for. Now, listen here, Detroit Red Wings. Andrew Kopp has been playing well as of late. He's got a really crap contract.
trade piece.
I know you're pushing for the playoffs, but he's not helping you too much. If you can trade him and get a good centerpiece back, like what's a team that's contending right now that you think would look at Kopp, who just missed out on two guys, who had Kopp a couple years ago and he played well for them? The New York Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
They're struggling.
But who would you get back?
Well, we just saw a first round pick was traded and everything that was traded for Lindholm. How
Mm-hmm.
about a guy who's struggled? How about a former second overall pick, Capo Caco?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess.
Oh, I guess I'd love that. He'd blow right up with us. The
Yeah,
Rangers have the worst coaching in the league. They have a stacked roster and they don't know how to use it. You have Alexi Lafreniere and Capo Caco. What are you doing?
yeah,
Those guys should be putting up 70 plus points every year for you, not 45 on your third line.
yeah. They're definitely not.
And they've been struggling too. Trust me, I've got Shishkin on my fantasy league, and I can't drop him because I took him too high. Oh my lord, he's terrible. No one wants to trade for him because they're like, oh, we know he's bad. He's so 50-50. He either gets a shutout or he lets in 6 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Or he gets the win with like 5 goals allowed. Okay, come on now, buddy.
Was there any other trades, or was those two kind of the
There
big
was a
two?
couple, like there's a minor trade. Max Kadjevich went to Pittsburgh in exchange for Will Butcher, who's a former like 40-point defenseman for the Devils. Fell off. Hopefully he bounces back with Minnesota. They've been struggling this season. They're a train wreck. They've got one of the best players in the world in Kaprizov, and they can't even do anything with him. So we'll see.
Jesus. Can we talk about one thing for a second before we go on to the Gallagher hit real quick? Can we talk
Yep.
about how hot the Oilers are right now?
Oh my lord.
Like McDavid just has
They have a
like
chance
something in
tonight,
his
right?
eye.
For the record?
I think so.
Is it for tonight? Yeah,
But, but they're
they
playing
play
Vegas.
the Vegas. Yeah, that's right. Everyone's saying Vegas is gonna end it. Well,
I'll be watching that one tonight for sure. What that's 16 games right now.
I think they're gonna win.
I think they're gonna do it. They're just too hot
Big
right now.
David, put the
He's,
team on your back, buddy.
he's fucking got he has that look in his eye right now that he's just when they were losing and he looked like shit there for a little bit. And the funniest part is we say like, oh, he's playing bad or whatever. He was still like
Hmm.
point and a half a game, which is brutal
Well,
for us to
yeah,
say.
he's got 7 points in his last 2 games. So
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's disgusting. So it's like he just flipped a switch and said, you know what? I'm done with this. And then now he's just on a run. Like it's I've watched a
guy's
few
an
of the
animal.
games. Did you see the goal he scored against the Red Wings?
We
Like,
talked about that with Shannon.
yeah, it was just
The
gross.
intelligence he displayed, waiting for his man to get on side, and then he burned everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Not
So,
only that, he won the fastest skater. So shocker. He actually won the whole thing for total
yeah,
points at the All-Star competition, which
surprise,
oh,
surprise.
the guy who had 153 points a couple years ago,
The best
all of
player
a
in the
sudden
world
puts the
won it.
skills.
Wow.
He's I wouldn't say he's leagues ahead, but he's a solid, like when you lead everybody by 20 points, 30 points, 40 points actually, it's pretty dang good.
Not bad. Is that good?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Imagine that.
Did he
And
break the
like
game?
I'm putting up that many points in a league like Junior C and then doing it at the best level in the world.
Yeah. Like it's
Like
nothing.
there's this guy who has like 90 points or whatever in 40 games in the PJHL. Oh, that's nice. How about 150 in like 80?
Yeah, I know it's disgusting.
Almost 2 points a game. How about Wayne Gretzky putting up like 207 like years ago? Who
Mm.
does that? It's
Yeah,
just comical. That's like every game. You're just like it's effortless. You go out there, pot 2 goals and an
three,
assist.
4 points a game. It's fun.
Yeah. You know something that's crazy? Wayne Gretzky had more 4 point games in his career than he did 0 point games.
I know, isn't that nuts? It's not effed. Dude, people don't realize some of the records and stuff that he has. Like when you dig deep into it and you
You
actually
take
look,
away all his goals, he still leads all-time points.
I know. Some of
And he
them,
leads in goals.
I know. Some of it, but it will blow your mind. Some of the
It's
stats.
comical.
So everybody, if you're not too familiar with like hockey and Wayne Gretzky, even if you're a little younger or whatever, and you listen to the show, go online and look up Wayne
All
Gretzky
his
records,
records.
all of his records, and you'll see it's in some of them. I'm like, how's that even possible?
Yeah.
Like it's just weird. But
Hey, but no one will ever match Sam Gagne's 8 point night
no, yet McDavid, yet.
yet. Yeah, exactly. He's gonna have a tonight against Vegas, it'll be 10-2, and he's gonna have 9 points.
Yeah, I'll have three and six or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Gallagher hit.
Yep. I
That was
mean, every day of the week,
that's a five gamer all day.
he
You,
stopped up and backed into him,
you want to know
threw his elbow up.
the hardest part that I thought was the most shocking thing about it?
What?
That's his first time he's ever been suspended.
Really?
That's his first time he's ever been suspended.
Wow. So he gets away with a lot then.
Yeah.
Because he's like
For some of the
Montreal's
shit he
Brad
does on the
Marchand.
ice, right? And some of the stuff he does during games, he's a shit disturber. He okay, so Gallagher is kind of like comparable to how our listeners. So Gallagher's kind of compared. He's kind of like our Shirky. He's kind of what he is. He's a smaller
Yeah.
guy. He's a shit disturber. He's a great player. A little bit of a shit disturber, but very effective. But it's
Yeah.
crazy that that's only his first suspension
Hmm.
ever
It
in his
is.
career. That's his first suspension.
I can't believe that. That's startling. I mean, how was he not suspended before? Like he's done some questionable stuff, but
I don't know, man. But that's a five gamer all day.
yeah,
So
it was ridiculous. Backed right into him, threw
did you
his
watch
elbow up
did you watch the All-Star game?
a little bit. I watched the actual like games from like the
Yeah.
drafted teams.
Yeah.
I also like that they actually
Shocker,
did a
eh?
draft again.
I was trying to get the stick up there for Pappy. Shocker that
Happy.
he got the MVP, eh?
Yeah, and guess who was robbed?
DeBrinket,
Yeah,
who had
guess who was
three
robbed last
three
year?
DeBrinket.
Larkin.
Oh yeah, Larkin too, yeah.
Larkin had 6 points last year. Same
Yeah.
thing. Oh, let's give it to the home team. Get out of here, Matthews. Hopefully this sparks DeBrinket's offense because he's had like 8 points in his last 15 games or something. He's been rough. He fell off,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. And some
now
of the like
Larkin has been
the actual games of the All-Star game were good. Like I think two of them ended in a shootout. And they weren't like, okay, can we talk about Kucherov during the skills comp here? Like, why did they even put him in there if he was going to do that?
Nikita Kucherov. I'm happy people are seeing his true colors. I've never liked him. I
Like,
always thought he was lazy. If you ever watch him on the power play, he stands straight up, throws the puck around because he knows someone's going to receive the pass because they're the most skilled players in the world. Steven Stamkos, Braden Point, Victor
mhm.
Hedman. If he plays on a team like Anaheim or San Jose, he's getting 40 points a year. He's going to be like a minus 30.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That's my official opinion. Yeah,
I
you
just
can come at me and say, no, one of the greatest hockey minds in the world. Yeah, he's got good vision, but he makes passes that could be stupid real quick. Like just his lazy effort. When he takes one timers, it's a half wind up and he like shoots like, oh, this one's going in every time. Half the time he misses and rings the glass. Like,
I'll tell you when we watch him play against the Wings, like I don't even know if he might have got an assist, maybe a blooper assist on the goal. I think it was a Hedman goal.
it was actually a very nice assist.
Was it? Was it him on it though? Okay, so whatever. 1 out of 10 he throws.
It
But
was like a between the legs deke
I
backhand
I
sauce.
didn't see because I was in the pisser with Ethan. Me and him were taking a
I'll
leak.
send it to you because it was
So I missed
nice
it.
as we're ripping him, but
But whatever. I don't give a shit. He seems like
this
an
is what I'm
asshole.
saying.
So
If it's not Victor Hedman,
he just seems like he's a dink. Like he seems like he's a jerk.
yeah, I wouldn't like he
Look at him
doesn't
in
seem
in the when they played the Habs in the finals. Well, you guys won one game. You act like
yeah.
you're win, like you know what I
That
mean?
being
Like
said though,
shut up. Like just
I'd love to have him on my team.
yeah, of course.
I
But
mean,
still,
with the vision he has,
I
but
still
still
think
the
he's a jerk
laziness
though.
and the back check and all that.
Still a jerk.
Yeah.
One of the main things that we wanted to see coming up was the NHL players are going back to the Olympics.
Yes. So you want to hear
Hmm.
something that's a little touchy on this though? I think I was just reading something. I'll clarify it. Look it up online, everybody, if you're listening. But I'm pretty sure they said that no one from that 2018 World Juniors team can participate in events until they're officially cleared.
Wow.
So,
Kale McCarr.
Cale Makar, I'll look up that roster and tell you who all would not be going to Team Canada's events.
So they're gonna clear they're gonna make
Hopefully,
sure
it's
that
by 2026 they
yeah.
have that
So
cleared
they're
up.
gonna make
But
sure that the whole team has to be clear, right?
I mean, McCart wasn't even with the team yet.
I was
But
gonna say I
so
thought he
guys
already
like
had an alibi where he
I'll
was
say
fine.
guys that could realistically make the team. McCarr might be Jordan Kyrou.
Yeah.
He's on that team. Robert Thomas. That's pretty much it. And then obviously goalies Carter Hart would be Canada's goalie, but not anymore.
Yeah, but they got that Aiden Hill and stuff too, right? So
Aiden Hill plays on Vegas. Enough said. I'm still suspect about him. He had one breakout season last year. You know who else did? Look up the amount of goalies throughout history have had one good season when they're like 25 and they fall off. I'll give you one, Jordan Bennington. I'll give you another one, Jim Carey, who won the what is it? The Vezina Trophy and the Calder in his rookie season.
did you say Jim Carey?
Yes.
Are you going like
Washington Capitals goalie.
yeah? Are you going like early 90s on that one?
Yeah.
How do you even remember that? Were you even born yet?
No, I know Jim Carey because of the fact that it's an odd record.
Oh,
He won the Calder the same year he won the Vezina. Not too many people have done that. The only other guy who I think did that was Ken Dryden, maybe.
oh, and that's why I call you Hockey Google.
That's actually shout out to my mom. That book she bought me. I've been reading through it, flipping through the pages. But
Well, oh,
yeah,
the
Jim
like
Carey,
record
Caps
one.
goalie.
Probably
What's that?
reading it when you're on the shitter is what you're doing. Reading it. Let's see what records we got here today.
Yeah, it gets pretty lonely in there, but
Oh, that's
no, it's
funny, man.
we'll see. We'll see. But as you're saying, we're
Mhm.
back in the Olympics.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
How would you like a top line of Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, and Connor McDavid?
Yeah. How about the second line?
How about the second line? What who Braden Point?
Probably Bedsy. You
Yeah, I
got you
suppose.
got to put
I'd put
Bedsy.
him third line in
No, but still,
2026.
2 years Bedsy's got to be on Canada.
Yeah, the goalie is their only weak
Two
spot.
years,
We
he
have,
could be fucking real nice in two
I mean,
years.
but we would have
He
like
keeps his head
Shea
up.
Theodore on D, Jacob Slavin on D, Kel McCarr on D, Quinn Hughes is American. Or yeah, he is American.
US is
Uh,
going to be a wagon.
yeah, but then you look at Canada's and you go, okay.
Yeah, we can hang with them.
Uh,
But still, US is
Enough
going to
said.
be.
What if we split out our centermen? What if we say, okay, we want our five centers to be with one scratch:
Mhm.
Matt Barzal, Nathan McKinnon, Braden Point, Connor McDavid, and Sidney Crosby.
Well, guys, if you
We're
guys
cooking
need
everybody
if you
else.
guys need me to go in there and snap some draws back or something, I
That's
wouldn't even be able.
incredible.
I wouldn't even be. I would love to just like take a few like face offs against somebody like that just to see how quick they are compared to a slug like me. I would just
You
love
play
to.
center?
Yeah, I would love to just see. I bet you the puck doesn't even hit the ice and their sticks already on it. But it would just be funny to. It would be funny, like Just I'd be like, I'm gonna try my hardest to win this draw. They'd just be like, snap back,
And
snap back, snap back.
building off of that Olympics and an NHL Player Association participation,
Mhm.
instead of the All-Star game because of the low ratings and
Yes, I
everything
was just
else,
gonna lead into this. So good
Four
segue.
Nations Cup.
Yeah,
So Finland, Sweden,
Canada,
US,
U.S.
Canada.
Yeah.
We're all playing in it. Sweden's a sleeper.
Do you think at some point we're gonna get Russia back in here?
Yeah. I mean, they need to
At some
stop
point, I mean,
walloping on Ukraine.
no
I mean,
shit.
I don't want to get too political, but like Ukraine's not a perfect country. Russia's also doing bad stuff. It's just like Israel
I just
Palestine.
mean, I'm without us getting into that. I just mean, you think at
Yeah, I don't
some
want to.
point Russia will be back in, so we can do this
Yeah,
with like
I would
Russia
think
and
so.
what was it before? It was Canada, U.S. It was like North America where it was like
All
all
the
the
young
other
guys. That
with
was a sick team.
Nathan McKinnon and Matthews and all them. That was disgusting. And then
Larkin was on
yeah,
that team.
yeah, it was crazy. Do you think they would maybe do something like that if they needed a filler spot? Well, you didn't make Canada and you didn't make US, so why don't we just take you guys and just go and then now you guys are now North America.
North America would be. Oh. And then they should do that for like, if you didn't make Sweden or Finland, every other team should do like Europe. Just like general
Yeah.
Europe. So like all the Germans. So you could get like Cider, Dreisaitl,
Yeah.
and then like Kopitar
And
from.
have them as one. Just call it Europe.
Yeah, that'd
So
be cool.
your countries and then each so then there's a team Europe and a team North
Team
America.
North America. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. And then you
Technically,
would get
Russia's
more
not.
guys involved too, right? You would get more like
Maybe,
players
yeah, maybe they could do that instead of a
instead of
team
like
Russia. They had like a team.
Team Europe. I like that.
I mean, is
Team
Russia?
World?
Russia's technically Asia.
Would you call it Team World then maybe? Would that make more
Team
sense?
World, rest of world. I don't know.
World in North
Or
America?
maybe like maybe it would be Team Asia because like, isn't there other countries around Russia that are technically
You're asking
like
me
isn't
this?
Belarus? Belarus might be Europe or like Kyrgyzstan. There's players from the NHL. Like I remember Anton Hudobin was from like it's technically the Middle East, but it's all like Caucasian people who live there.
Oh,
So it's like not really. It's more like they're more European bloodline than Asian. Like Russia's technically part of Asia.
oh,
So
really? Oh, I was gonna
yeah.
say you're asking the wrong guy.
But anyway, they should do. Oh, and there's some Australian players too, and British ones, but they're not really world class. Well, they are if they're in the NHL. But I have a little question for you.
Oh boy.
So there's a race for the playoffs in the East right now that
Hmm.
is incredible, more competitive than any year we've seen. Which of course it's the year that the Wings are actually good and we're in the hunt and it's going to be
Yeah.
tight coming down to it. So I'll give you the teams that are currently in a playoff spot and then the ones who are chasing, and it's tight. So I'll just give you their names regardless of points. Okay, so in
I'm
the
just
Atlantic,
what am I just saying? In or out type deal or something?
yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose. So Boston,
Yes. Definitely.
Florida,
Yes.
Tampa,
Yes.
Toronto,
Honestly, yes. I think Toronto's gonna get in.
Detroit.
Wild card.
Okay. Now I'm going to the
Buffalo,
Metro.
Montreal, Ottawa,
Now,
no.
no, no, I'm going to the Rangers
So
in the
you're in
Metro.
the okay, so you're in the Metro. All right.
Yeah.
Rangers, yeah, for sure.
Canes,
Yes.
Philly. I'm saying
Yes.
no. I'm really
Yes.
okay. I'm
I'm
saying
gonna
no.
say yes. I'm gonna say
All
yes.
right. Islanders.
No.
Okay. Pens.
Wild card.
Okay. Devils. See, that's
I'm
where
gonna
I would have.
I'm gonna
I'd have the Devils make the divisional spot. Philly misses playoffs, and Pens make
see
wild card
I'm
possibly.
gonna go Islanders out, Pittsburgh in wild card, Jersey slides up into the fourth spot, and then Islanders,
But
Washington,
it's only three
Columbus.
teams that make
Oh yeah.
playoffs.
Okay. Shit. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. So then I'm only going only three teams out of that division can make it then? Is
Yeah,
that what
because
you're
you locked
saying?
in the wild cards. You'd have Leafs in Detroit making wild card.
Okay, so I would go. Fuck, this puts a whole new perspective on it. I would definitely go Rangers Carolina for sure,
Okay.
and I would say,
I'm saying the Devils. That's my opinion. I think they're going to heat up. I think Jack Hughes back to full health. I think they're going to squeak in.
you know what? Fuck it, I'm sticking with Philly.
Really?
Yeah,
With no Carter Hart.
they're gonna be my sleeper.
With no Carter Hart.
You got to have a little fun with it, Tristan.
Yeah, I guess
It's I
so.
think it'll be them or the Islanders then, or I don't know, the Pens too. Like fuck, man. But
I
I
don't
think
think
it's
the Islanders are making it. I'm
Patty
pretty
Waugh. It's
confident in
only
that
been
one.
a few games, so it's still too early to tell. But
Here's another thing. The Islanders have 4 games played on everyone beneath them.
I know I see that.
So, well, 3 to 4 games played. So, yeah.
Fuck it, Philly. Final answer.
Oh, don't forget Columbus.
Yeah. Okay.
They're so bad.
Sorry, Lee. I love you, but you guys
Poor,
stink.
poor, poor. What's his name? Had to go off for the player assistance program. Patrick Laine.
Yeah, I seen that.
His fall off needs to be studied, man. 40-goal rookie season. I feel bad for him.
Well, hopefully he gets his mind right and is back playing
Such,
soon because he's a hell of a
such a good
fucking
player.
player when he's in it. Tell you
He
that.
had a goal last year where he went
Yeah.
and do you remember that?
Yeah, he's a big bastard too.
Yeah, he's 6'5",
Yeah,
unit.
huge.
And also, I'll go out to the West because it's a bit of a race there too.
We going
So
to the Central
Central's pretty much locked because Colorado, Dallas, Winnipeg are all making it.
for
Like
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
But the Pacific kind of opens up a bit. Same with the wild card. So the Pacific, we'll say yes or no. Okay, Vancouver,
yeah,
they're first in the league.
yeah.
Vegas,
Yes,
Edmonton.
yes.
Okay, now it's the wild card. LA. They have fallen off lately. I don't
They
know. I'm
have.
50-50 with them.
They have.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's not going to be Anaheim, and I don't think it's going to be Calgary. So I think it's going to be between LA and Seattle for that wild card spot. But
Okay, but remember, other Central teams can make it too.
yeah, I
See,
know.
there's St. Louis, Nashville, Arizona. It's tight, man.
I just think that I don't know. I just think in the end that if they can figure it out, and I mean if they do it soon, I think it's going to be LA, man.
Yeah.
If they can figure it out, but it has to
Yeah,
be
because
soon.
they've
Has
got
to be
such a good
soon.
team.
If not, then I'm looking at a team like
I'd say Nashville and St. Louis would get in.
yeah, St. Louis, I would say, but if not, I'm looking Seattle too, man. But they've been up and down as of late too. So obviously consistency is going to be the key down the stretch here. Now that the games are really
Yep.
starting to mean more and more.
And the trade deadline's going to be interesting to see who buys, who
Exactly.
sells.
And I can see maybe a team like St. Louis being buyers to make that push into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, all right, you talk me into it, man. St. Louis is going to be the wild card.
All right. Sounds good. I'm
Talk
happy
me
we can
into
agree on that.
it. Talk
Any
me
other
into it.
topics you want to cover?
No, man, that's pretty well it for me. We needed this little powwow here. It's
Yeah,
been a
we
little
did.
bit.
Yep, we did.
We're actually now just to kind of keep everybody in the loop, we're now starting to book some interviews now, and there
Yeah.
is some 73 players. We're not going to say who yet, but there is some
Yeah.
73 players in the mix.
Yeah.
So
So
I'd like
we'll
to
hopefully
maybe
get
get
you
it.
those interviews.
I'd like to maybe get a couple of those guys in studio though.
Yeah. It'd be nice too. And maybe some former 73s players, because I know we had been talking to Gouvermont
Yeah.
a while ago and he wanted to come on. So everyone knows Goovy just got in a fight the other night, eh?
Did he?
Line brawl.
Come on.
Line brawl. Yeah. Them and I think it was Caledon
Is
from
there any
St.
video?
Catharines. Yeah, I'll send it to you after.
Oh yeah, send me
There
that
was
shit.
and there was a goalie fight too. Everyone went, like everyone on the ice.
Really?
They all grabbed someone and went. Goovy grabbed the guy. Goovy's like 6'4". He's lanky, but he grabbed him, flipped him over, fed him a few on the ground.
Hey, gotta
The
get in
rest were
there,
letting
kid.
it go. The rest
Yeah,
were
hey,
letting it go. They
when
stood
that
there, crossed
happens,
their arms, and were like,
when
"Go
that
at it."
happens, you just grab a
It
partner.
was a blowout. I think it was like 9 to something.
Oh,
So they were mad at the Nationals.
Well, that's good that Goovy's back because I know he was out for a little bit with an ankle injury, right? I think it
Goovy's
was an
good.
ankle. Yeah.
Goovy's good.
So I'm glad
He's
he's back in the
progressed
lineup,
well.
though. I'm glad he's back.
Yep.
So, everybody, until then, until next epi, which we're hoping is next week,
Yep.
it's going to be next week. We're doing it.
It is.
So, until next week, and Tristan, we're out of here. See you.
Have a good one.
I've lost my fight with time. My numbers up and up the line. I gaze at the darkness, so empty. Just looking for the light. Shout for help, but no one's there. Need a guiding hand, someone who cares.